Well, as part of Virgin Media's Connections for Good campaign, we are highlighting some of the small changes that can make a big difference for our planet.
This morning, we're shining a light on sustainability in the kitchen with Niall Sabongi Spring Risotto with wild Irish trout. Good morning, Niall.
Good morning.
So, trout, is it popular in Ireland?
Really popular. This is wild caught in Lough Neagh. Irish trout season's a few months long. It's kind of from March until, I think, the beginning of August. And yeah, it is. Yeah, it's delicious. It's beautiful. It's
actually a real pretty looking fish. Like, we've had some awful looking yolks on display here.
The sea bass.
Is that what it was?
Oh my God.
So it is like a beautiful looking fish.
Yeah, really, really lovely fish.
So skin side down quickly.
Skin side down, yeah. And I don't really turn my fish when I'm cooking it. So what I'll do is we're gonna leave it there now. You're gonna see it go opaque. And this goes for any fillet of fish. I'll leave it there. And I'll turn the heat off and then turn it over. Otherwise, you get this kind of crispy on the top and crispy in the bottom, and you kind of lose all the texture of the fish. So a lot of restaurants will cook it like this.
Are you frying it in butter or oil?
That's just a little bit of oil, and then being a chef, I'll naturally finish it with butter.
Do you not want that crisp? You don't want the crispiness on it?
You want the skin beautiful and crispy, so the skin's going to be really, really, really crispy, and it's not sticking. So when it goes onto your pan, if you just move it ever so slightly, it kind of tempers the meat to the temperature of the pan, and that's what stops it sticking on you. People will leave it and they walk away from it and things.
Trout is something that you wouldn't really... you wouldn't hear people making it at home very often.
Yeah, I suppose not. You do get it though in a lot of shops in the summer. You get like kind of pre-packs in a lot of the supermarkets. You get really nice little pre-packs of trout, which is lovely. And
is it like salmon? It looks very like salmon.
It was very similar to salmon. The lovely skin colour comes from all the little fish that they eat in the lake and in the rivers naturally.
Look at all that parmesan.
Okay,
going
you're
on.
racing ahead with the risotto part. So what exactly is
this is just a white. I'm just going to turn that down. This is just a white risotto, so risotto bianco. So it's just with shallots and garlic and white wine, and my rice cooked down, and then I've added in a healthy amount of cheese and parmesan. It's the cheese and parmesan that make it creamy.
Cheese and parmesan?
Yeah.
What cheese?
Oh, sorry.
Butter and parmesan.
Okay.
Nothing gets past Tommy.
What cheese? What cheese?
I know.
So parmesan and cheese. So this fish is almost cooked. So at this stage, I'm just going to literally...
And do you think I know you were mentioning there in the outbreak, we've nearly inherited a perception in terms of fish from the previous generation?
Yeah, absolutely. I know my mum's generation would have been put off eating fish. Because it was kind of penance on a Friday, you had to eat fish, and God bless my grandmother, probably wasn't the best person for cooking fish. So it kind of started that, and then down to our generation, it's just something that we just haven't, we haven't embraced, and it's mad because everyone, people love it and talk about sustainability and things. It is sustainable, and this is really nicely sustainably caught seafood, and we are an island, so it is something that we should be able to enjoy.
And as you were saying that we nearly go on holidays and we see how much they celebrate.
Yeah, and we eat fish when we go on holidays and we're like, oh, we love to see bass on the beach and I had this and I had that, and then we come home and then we don't. And it's most of the fish you'll see in Europe, a very large percentage of it will be Irish seafood. So it's crazy, yeah.
And do you find that, is it because fish is kind of difficult to cook at home?
That's what I think. I think I do it in the oven and I can't tell when it's going to be overdone. So this is actually a really good way. Like you say, you can just watch when it's getting opaque.
In the oven's a great way, or under the grill. I think the trick with it is to make all your vegetables and stuff ready before. Because the fish only takes minutes. Like that only took about 2 minutes to cook.
Yeah.
And that's it, it's done. So I think the trick is really just to...
and would it be smelly?
Cooking less? No, fresh fish is never smelly. I mean, no, so you can't smell anything there, can you?
No. And you've turned off the pan there. And that's
I've turned off the pan, so it's just cooking out in the residual heat. There's a little bit of butter and some lemon juice in there. That fish is cooked now. It'll be slightly under, but that's what I want it to be. Just slightly pink inside it.
Look at that.
And what were you mixing in with your risotto there?
So there's some pea shoots. So it's again with sustainability and things, that eating in season is really, really important. So wild garlic is growing everywhere at the moment. Peas are beginning to shoot up, so there's some little pea shoots in it, and that's really it. And then JP, our chef in SSI, made me a lovely chive mayonnaise for you as well.
Oh, right, very fancy.
He is very fancy.
And so talk to me about sustainability with fish and how important it is for people to, you know, to support local as well.
Support local is brilliant. And like when the wholesale closed down, all of our 100 customers stopped obviously being open and buying. So that was terrible. But the public came out and rallied. So we started selling directly to the public. Which is amazing. And they came out and, you know, in the beginning, you know, when we were stuck with stock, they came out and queued. So it's been incredible. But with sustainability and seafood is very, very sustainable. You know, it's low impact, it's better for the environment. And the real trick with it is to eat a varied seafood diet.
Okay.
Don't always look for cod or always look for hake. Look for everything else that's on the fishmonger slab. And by evening out the spread of what we eat, it takes the stress off the one or two species that we always kind of go, oh, I'll just get cod.
That's exactly it, because you go past the fishmongers and you see all these...
I'm not talking.
You see all these amazing different fish that look incredible. Yeah. But I would never even dream of, because I wouldn't even know how to approach cooking something like that.
You just approach it exactly the same way as, you know, as any piece of fish. They're so simple to cook. It's just a protein, and it's just built into our psyche that, I don't know what to do with it.
Deboning, all things like that.
But your fishmonger will do that for you. So go to your fishmonger, which is always the best way, and then you know it's local. They'll tell you the boat, they'll tell you the skipper, they'll tell you where it was caught. Right. You know, it's a real connection. You know, if you go into a McDonald's, you'll see the farmer, but you won't go, you know, but it's the same as, you know, the farmers that grow, you know, the farm, the beef. The fishermen are right there, literally risking their lives, going out catching us amazing local Irish sustainable product.
Exactly, we're an island. You know, we should have such amazing produce.
Island nation, and we do have such amazing produce. And we just, unfortunately, we've exported so much of it, and now you're seeing more of it here. Even the likes of the Loch Ness trout. Normally, loads of it is going to the UK and be going into Europe, but there's more of it available for us here now at the moment because there's less, I suppose, being exported out and things like that at the moment.
That's brilliant. Well, it's good to hear.
And good for us.
I picked the good seat today, didn't I?
It's
I didn't
just
know there's only going to be one portion.
that the restaurants are closed at the minute, so it's good for people to get out there and show. I'd like to see how because I love risotto and never even think about putting trout on it.
There you go.
But I
Do you
might
eat
tonight.
the skin? Yeah. Always eat the skin. Yeah, skin's so tasty.
Yeah, definitely.
Delicious. Feels like a guilty pleasure. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thanks, Niall.
Stuff with the hand sanitizer, Niall. Thanks.
Sorry, I'd love to share, but restrictions and all. Now, still to come, sleep expert Lucy Wolfe will have advice for making sure the clock's going forth this weekend doesn't wreak havoc on your little one's sleep schedule.